Dear Jenna. So, filming this video has been a slight process. I mean, not entirely, but my brain at least has been going through a bit of a process trying to film this video. Originally, my plan was to film a video after the first week of college with the same concept. What I've learned about myself and my life after 1 week of living away from home in a new place at college. However, I realized that 1 week really isn't enough time for anything to change. At least it wasn't for me. And I don't think that it is for a lot of people. But I have noticed that 1 week was all it took for me to start realizing that I'm allowed to be myself and that I can figure things out. So, after that first week, I thought, well, maybe I'll do 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks went by and I was still kind of figuring things out. And I'm not saying that I have things figured out now, but I feel like a month is a significant enough amount of time that everything is starting to settle and I'm starting to realize the things that are going to stick, the things that were just a bump in the road. So anyway, why I'm talking to you today is to tell you a few things that I have learned about myself and about my life in my first month of college. The first thing that I actually didn't think was going to be a big deal was the change in location. And I mean like physical location and like an atmosphere change in the sense of like everyone's attitude is different, everyone's life backstory is different. One day I woke up here in my dorm room and I realized that my brain never went through this period of loss or major transition, and it never felt like, oh, I'm moving from one chunk of my life all the way over to another chunk of my life. It just kind of felt like my life. It felt like things are just one fluid motion, one straight line, maybe a little ups and downs. And it didn't feel like this major transition that movies and TV and even like adults in my life made it seem like it was going to be. It just felt like, okay, I existed in high school and now I'm existing here. And it's exactly what I needed it to be. If it had been some sort of major transition where I felt somehow like I'm losing one part and gaining a new, or I don't even know, anything like that, I feel like it would have been a totally different experience for me thus far. But I've realized that physical location can actually make a huge difference. I thought in the first week and a half of college, when I was actually making an effort to get things done on time and that original feeling of, oh my gosh, school's back, I get to write something and I get to read things. I thought once that wore off, my new habits were going to go right with them. But I found that, obviously it's not a drastic change. I found that whether it's because of the source material or just because of the physical and atmospheric change that I've experienced here, I'm more on top of things and I'm more prone to focusing, organizing, and getting things done when they need to be. All those terrible procrastination habits I had in high school are just gonna go away. I realize that. They still haven't. I already know they haven't. I took a sociology exam today and I could have read the whole book, but I really didn't. I really didn't read much of it at all. But it still felt like it went okay. Anyway, not the point. Obviously the procrastination issues aren't gonna just vanish into thin air. I don't expect them to, but I feel more willing to work on them, and I feel like there's a change already happening. And that's a big thing for me that I really needed to happen, and I'm very, very, very excited is happening. I don't want to make this entirely comparisons between high school and college, but the second thing that I've noticed is my me time that I found that I needed so much of in high school. I'm needing less and less in college. And now, me time to me doesn't just mean time by myself. For me, in the past, it's always meant genuinely sitting by myself, not responding to texts, not responding to anything, just existing and watching TV, reading a book, or just listening to music was something that I genuinely needed to recover from just my high school life. Without it, I genuinely felt like I was going to explode sometimes, because I feel like there are multiple sides of me. And in high school, when you're there 8 hours a day, every day with the same people, I found that putting on a front works best for me sometimes, but it wasn't always healthy for me. So I would be at this like 10 energy level all day with people, and I would enjoy my day, and I would come home and realize that I was absolutely emotionally exhausted, to the point where I didn't even want to have a conversation with my mom or my dad, because I was just like, I need me time. I need to decompress. Coming back from classes and things in college haven't left me feeling that way. And I think that's for multiple reasons. First is the fact that with the way that college is scheduled, that obviously leaves me more time for myself to organize my thoughts, to sit and do work in between classes, to just separate myself from people, but be, within myself and getting things done. And additionally, I've found that because I have that time in between classes, I'm more and more eager every day to hang out with people and to make an effort to be around the people that I found here, because I love the people that I found here. And without them, I 100% would not be having the college experience that I'm having. Every day I find myself more excited to go out to dinner, practice with my band, which, hey, I have a band now. Or just do anything, go for a walk, do whatever's going on campus with these people, and I don't find myself making excuses not to go because I need my me time. I've been able to gather my thoughts and just exist the way that I needed to in high school in small portions throughout my day without having it ruin my evening the way that it did previously. I do, however, still need time and nights by myself, because I'm an extroverted introvert, which is like kind of an oxymoron, but at the same time, I just can't find anything better to explain myself. I just can't do it. So I realized that there are going to be days when I say no, and that's another thing, is I've realized that I've felt way better about being able to say no and keep my mental health in check than I have ever before as well. All of this kind of leads into my third thing, which is all it takes is one person. My one person was a beautiful gal named Emily Wagner, who I met at orientation. She's amazing, and she connected me to this amazing group of people that I'm so excited to spend the next 4 years of my life with, hopefully. I can't wait to do things with them every day in between classes, after classes, hang out on weekends. It's really been an eye-opening experience for me to find these people and to be able to do all the things that I want to do and have them genuinely care and support the way that you always did in high school. I was worried that I wasn't going to find a friend that was going to be like anybody that I knew, or as caring as anybody that I knew, but I felt like I feel like I have, and it makes me happier than anything else. Basically, what I was trying to say is that all it takes is one person, or one act, or one evening to make a huge difference, make a huge impact on your life, which I didn't think could really happen before. While I feel like nights could be good, or interactions could be good, I didn't think that they could hold as much weight as they have for me this year. This kind of fits in to my last thing. As much as I like to think that I was, in high school, spontaneity wasn't exactly my favorite thing. It was definitely something that I was like, yeah, I'm down for whatever, whenever. But this kind of goes along with my me time thing. I sometimes it just wouldn't happen that way, or I found that I couldn't keep up with the spontaneity of certain things, which that sounds strange when said out loud, but in my brain makes sense. I don't know. I've realized now that in college, being spontaneous has led to some of the best experiences in my life. And also, being spontaneous has led to some of the most mundane things in my life that I didn't think that I needed. Just being able to go with the flow of any situation has been super helpful for me here, and I think that it's a super helpful thing that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life. Spontaneity has led to some of the best decisions that I've made in the past month, including leasing a house that I'm super excited about. That really was the perfect example of this, because it was 1 minute we were out on our luck, we could not figure out a place to live. We literally, every place that we looked was gone or really not in good shape or something, and then all of a sudden one day we just like found this place, and we were like, wow, should we call today? And we just called and said, can we set up a tour for tomorrow? Toured it, and then after touring it, we decided we wanted it, and then toured it again the next day, and then signed the lease, and it's going to be one of the best experiences of my life, and I'm so excited. And it's like the perfect example of how my college has gone so far. Spontaneous and exciting and brand new. I know a list with 4 points on it isn't exactly vast and comprehensive, but I haven't exactly been here a long time, and there's definitely a lot of me that I still haven't figured out. But these are the things for me that have changed or come into a new light for me in this past month in regards to myself and my life. And I just thought it would be maybe interesting for you to hear. So that's why I'm recording it right now. I really miss you, and I can't wait to hear from you next. I love ya, and I will see you next time.